Hello and welcome to Africa Today. I am Esther Mokwariola. Once dubbed a dark continent, Africa is now a region on the spotlight where it is easy to own a mobile phone than have access to electricity. In Africa, necessity has gone from being the mother of invention to becoming the foundation of innovation in the wake of the revolution, largely fueled by the equalizing nature of digital technology and mobile telephony. On this episode of Africa Today, I will be speaking with an entrepreneur and tech consultant on how mobile phones and gadgets have evolved from an ordinary communication tool to one of the most important devices on the continent. We'll take a report on Africa Today and the program will continue. Welcome on board.
Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you. Those were the words first said and heard on phone. On March the 10th, 1876 came the birth of telephone communication, thanks to Alexander Graham Bell using a liquid transmitter. Many decades later, Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, joined the rest of the world in sharing their experience and the benefits of the telephone. The land phone arrived, the shores of the famed giants of Africa. After several decades, the mobile phone debuted in Nigeria, evidently a more compact and efficient means of communication. Later, Nigerians joined the modern world in embracing the global system of mobile communication, popularly known as GSM, with its telltale remarkable economic and social benefits to mankind. Sophisticated phones, otherwise known as smartphones, with internet connection, BlackBerry application, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms came to existence. Nigerians, of course, wouldn't be left out. Both the young and old, male and female, now indulge in texting, browsing, or even playing games on their phones while driving or walking by the side of the road. Acts that put human lives at grave risk.
From the psychological point of view, that this is an aspect of addiction, which we call habituation. You know, habituation is a repetitive behavior that the person finds difficult to control, even when he knows that it is harmful to him. And one of the things that I think people should do, they should have a time in the day when they don't use their phones. People need to be educated on the right uses of phones.
Welcome back. A little over a decade ago, there were only about 100,000 phone lines in Nigeria, mostly landlines run by the state-owned telecoms giant Nitel. Today, Nitel is literally dead, and Nigeria has close to 100 million mobile phone lines, making it Africa's largest telecoms market, according to the statistics by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Joining me in the studio on Africa Today, I have Ahmed Ojikutu, mobile tech consultant and president, Computer and Allied Products Dealers Association of Nigeria. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Esther,
on the program. Yes, Nigeria, no doubt, we know, is a hub, for the market of telecommunications, especially where we know computer village. It quickly comes to mind when it comes to computer solutions and all. But quickly now, how would you describe the evolution of mobile telecommunication in Nigeria today?
Sincerely, Nigeria is about a quarter of Africa internet penetration, which is about 91 to 92 million, has been released by the figure fluctuates between 91.5 to 92 million people have access to internet. And great number of this access is via the mobile phone. That's number one. Number two, African evolution or Nigerian evolution. Let's start from that. Nigerian evolution is as a result of necessity. We saw that, okay, we were even behind the Republic of Benin, behind Togo, South Africa. By the time the democratic dispensation came in 1999, one of the things to be achieved was to bring GSM to the people. We felt then that, okay, when GSM comes, you don't need to travel, you don't need to go anywhere, which really, really helped. And from then, we started, and Nigerians started embracing this project of, communicating through the mobile phone. And today, Nigeria is 1/4 of Africa. So dividing Africa into 4, we have about 388,504,300 and something thousand mobile phone users, subscribers in the whole of Africa. Nigeria has 1/4 of this figure. And Africa as a whole, that is to say about the population of the entire Africa, which is about 1.2 billion, we have like 31.2% penetration. So, which is...
so we have the largest market, so to
No,
say.
Nigeria has the largest market. Africa is not doing badly. But what is good about Africa is that the percentage is still low compared to other, continents. So the market is still here, and Africans are really embracing it, most especially Nigerians. I tell you, people that are not even educated are not just using the mobile communication, they're using data. So digital evolution from 2000 to this time, which is 17 years, we have seen people, we have over 182 million something lines, and we are, evolving, we are moving on. So Nigeria's, telecommunication sector or mobile phone telecommunication is like a moving train.
Wow.
So that's why everybody in the world wants to be here. All the manufacturers in the world want to be in Nigeria.
In as much as it is a moving train, like you put it, some would say that the potential has not been harnessed, in the sense that we have a market here where literally every Nigerian wants to own a mobile gadget, but yet not one of these gadgets are produced by Nigerians.
This is a very, sincerely, it's something that there are Nigerian manufacturers.
Well, how popular are they?
There are Nigerian manufacturers, but there is a peculiar problem. This is an African program. This is not a Nigerian program,
Indeed.
But the truth must be said that we are very good users, but we aren't good manufacturers.
Why is that so?
Because there is a vacuum.
Okay.
There is a vacuum, and the vacuum needed to be filled. There is Omatech, there is Zynos Computer, there is Brands Computer, and maybe 4 or 5 OEMs that are from Nigeria. They are Nigerian companies. But at it, number one, do we have that orientation to buy Nigerian-made products? Do we have that orientation? Number one, the government needs to encourage the Nigerians that are bold enough to say they want to start manufacturing these gadgets that we have consumed millions of quantity, and we are still consuming today.
Now, you're talking about government encouragement. In what sense are you looking at?
Government needs to, first of all, know that there is a deficit. Nigerians are demanding for this product, and we have a love for this product. How do I mean? The love is, if a mobile phone comes out today anywhere in the world, in the US, has been released, Nigerians want to have it the following day. And that is to say, we are some people that has a culture of having 2, 3, 4 phones. Even while you have a phone that has double SIM, you still see Nigerians using a mobile phone of like 350K that has double SIM. He won't put the other SIM. He will buy another mobile phone because it's like our culture. So we are people that are not egocentric now, but they are faction-centric. So mobile phone is part of the outfit. You see Nigerians changing the case, most especially ladies, changing the cases of their mobile phone when they want to go out. That will complement, if they are putting on a purple, they want it to go along line. So we are people that love these things. Okay, how do we now do as a people that we become manufacturers of what we love to consume? Government needs to really encourage people. Government needs to make sure that as much as possible that there is an embargo Because there are a lot of ways to discourage some of these things. We have to be sincere to ourselves.
Okay.
I own my loyalty to Nigeria as a nation. I own, the future to seeing Nigerians that are in the university today manufacturing what they want to consume in terms of technology. And that is the new world. So technology is the resources. Now, that these resources is not just, is like oil. So we must make sure that the government has a national policy towards making sure that the local manufacturers are encouraged, local innovators are encouraged, whereby in the next 10 years, for instance, there is the roadmap in terms of policy framework to make sure that Nigerians will stop importation of, we just tried rice. So all these years, who can tell us that, okay, it's possible that we produce what we consume? It will happen in technology. Right. Let's support the local OEMs. Then from supporting them, they will improve on what they do. If there are mistakes now, the government should give them the backing. And when we give them the backing, other people will come in. Competition brings performance. And from that level, we begin in 7 to 10 years, making sure that even if you are not a Nigerian manufacturer, come and manufacture in Nigeria. Whereby, if that is done, that will have given, number one, employment. That will have generated employment for people. That will have generated a direct foreign direct investment. That's second. Two, that would have given us technological transfer. This technological transfer will have meant that Nigerians that has worked in the factory whereby these things are manufactured will have a knowledge that will have been received through the course of production, and that would help our own industry going forward onto the future.
To also produce our own phones.
So that we won't be just consumers,
but producers as well.
Be producers.
All right, let me hold your thoughts for now. We need to go on a very quick break. You're watching Africa Today, and we've been looking at the evolution of digital technology and mobile communications in Africa. Welcome back. Africa is the fastest growing region for mobiles in the world and the biggest for after Asia. According to the latest statistics by GSM Association, there are now an estimated 700 million active SIM cards on the continent. So yes, I still have Ahmed Ojikutu, an entrepreneur and MediaTek consultant in Lagos, here with me in the studio. Now, before we went on break, you made mention of, you're responding to a question I asked pertaining to Nigerians not able to manufacture the phones that we use today. And you are saying the government, not being able to support those who are trying to produce this locally. And of course, you also made mention of Nigerians not even wanting to patronize locally made products. And it's all about orientation. Now, what will it take to change that perception so that we can buy our locally made phones, as it were, if at all we have manufacturers, local manufacturers, that may be encouraged in the end by the government to produce locally made phones?
Yeah, thank you very much. Sincerely, what we should do is we know that people need and people are buying, the demands are there. What the government needs to do is send an internal memo to all the MDAs, all the ministries, government agency, all the arms of the government. Let all the government functionalities, first of all, make it at a point of duty to patronize locally made technology companies. When you now do this successfully, you know that all the PCs, all the mobile phones that you use government money to buy are made in Nigerian products. Automatically, if there is high demand for these products, the quality would, rise pari passu. When quality rises, the net worth of the company will improve, and the company begin to compete with other OEMs across the world. I want to tell you an example today. In Computer Village, there is one of the leading mobile phones that are almost the highest in demand in Nigeria and across Africa now. That this company, the owner of the company came to Nigeria, came to Computer Village, and he was begging us to sell in a bag. In a bag. This person is worth over billions of dollars. And what happened? We're the one that asked them, "We do torchlight on your phone because we don't have light in Nigeria." He went back to do torchlight on it. You have to do radio because some people want to listen to you. You have to do, longer battery life. Now they will be going back to their own countries to do these things, and he has done it. He has made so much in billions of dollars from us in Computer Village. We have helped him to market all over Nigeria. He has expanded all over Africa. Now they want to take over the retail market from even Nigerians. That is what you get when you encourage other people to develop their own brands. We really need to get it right to make sure that indigenous companies have the good environment to strive and compete.
All right, let's look at the Computer Village now. Computer Village, yes, we understand is one of the biggest commercial, business in Nigeria today, and of course in Africa, second after Asia. But the market itself, where it is in Ikeja, some would say that it isn't well structured, because knowing the way the market is, if you go to, for some of us who are in Lagos, we know where Computer Village is. It's not looking like a world-class environment, if I'll put it that way, because raking in so much for the country or for the economy of the country, it is expected that such an area should have a little bit of, will I say, a pride when visited by any customer or any potential buyer, as it were. So why is the market seen to be just, scattered, but not really structured? Let me put it that way.
Okay. Esther, sincerely, I'm always very passionate when I discuss Computer Village, because that is somewhere that I know that futures are being built, people have been made, people are taught, people are taken from a zero level, they've been taken to the highest possible level. This is a place that has actually generated employment for hundreds of thousands of people. This is a place that emerged or evolved not by coming together of the establishment of any government, but started as from the level of ingenuity of some few young people that were sourcing products, for customers that, ask for in a street called Otigba. And today, it has grown to become the largest ICT hub in Africa. Ojikutu didn't say so, but Wikipedia said so. Google said so.
But you can tap into this potential. It can.
The reason
offer
why
for the
it's
economy.
not structured is that, there is poor vision.
On the part of who now?
On the part of the government.
Must it be the government in this case? Yeah?
There is poor vision on the part of the government. What government does, the reason why we have government really, is that you look at what now, it's a pity if our country, we are not seeing from the point of view that there is no more oil. The reserves are growing dry. What we have is knowledge. And the world is going to be driven by knowledge and technology. Now, what are we doing to position ourselves? Now, the present day Computer Village is an emergence of itself. It evolved through ingenuity of, very hardworking. There is just a, report on CNN that there is nowhere that you can see people with passion and power, zeal to excel than Computer Village in Lagos. I didn't say that. It's just something that just held at CNN, that they come to us and we gave them opportunity to do a documentary. And they were able to see how people can strive, even people that didn't go to school. If someone that has a table in Computer Village that does downloads of music and songs and, repairs for people, goes home with 10K every day, 12K every day, does that type of person needs an employment anywhere? No. Now, this market is this unstructured. Moving to the next level, Lagos State government has said, okay, they have a vision to, turn this place to a mega place, which is a welcome idea. Ideas rule the world. Somebody's idea yesteryears is what becomes of today's world, and we now see. So now, my own leadership, the Executive Council of Computer and Allied Product Dealers Association of Nigeria, we are supporting Lagos State government on this project because of one reason. Because of the future that I will no more be the president, but our children we know that there were some people that bought into the idea when the government proposed it, that a place that, if it is built, will be able to compete with the likes of Silicon Valley in America and Bangalore in India and so many other hubs. The concentration of Computer Village is the biggest and the largest in Africa. There is a hub in Kenya. There is in Tanzania. There is none in South Africa. What they have in South Africa is big mall, like maybe the ShopRite or, you know, that they sell. So they don't have a concentration, a concentration of SMEs into ICT. So at this level, the vision is we should key in into making sure that this proposed, you know, vision comes to reality.
All right, let's look at mobile gadgets addiction, which has reigned supreme mostly now in Nigerian market these days. Almost everybody has a mobile phone, and the easy way to communicate, aside from communication, you have the social media applications and all attached to them. Now, this mobile gadgets, the addiction it has given today, some would say it is not so good. Some would say, well, it is good for those who sell these gadgets. Now, you are in the business of selling mobile gadgets.
Yeah.
This addiction, is it a good one? Or let me put it more plainly and simply, how can we stop this addiction so it doesn't look like we're totally dependent? Our lives is just, you know, meaningless without mobile gadgets.
Sincerely, to every technology, there is always a disadvantage. To every improvement, there is always a disadvantage. I read something recently, and I even wrote on it about the rate at which maybe 50-something% of marriage outbreak, marriage disputes that leads to divorce in recent time, in the last maybe 5 years in the US, over 50% is caused by mobile phones and, you know, social media and technology. Why? Because the family values are eroding. People are so addicted to being on the mobile phone. It happens to every one of us, so nobody is, you know, innocent of this.
Absolved of it.
So, but the point is, the technology is very good. It makes you reach out to the world. But it's breaking the marriages. So mobile phones, information fly left, right, and center. People, what we need to do is that as individuals, we need to discipline ourselves. That number one, everything you do, you should be aware that when you exchange pictures online, there is a backup at the service provider. Let me give you an instance. If you do something on WhatsApp, WhatsApp has a cloud that will store all the world information they have. So, and every other, you know, if you do something on Facebook in private chat, Facebook has a record. So it's not every private life that you put online or you put, you know, vet technology usage. Do you understand? People might have even hacked into your, so the dependent on, you know, these things, we should look more into taking advantage of them rather than making them disrupt our social or family life. Let's take advantage of technology. Let's make sure that we reduce the disadvantages, disadvantage of technology on individual lives and
all right,
lifestyle.
let's leave it at that for now. Thanks a lot, Ahmed Ojikutu, entrepreneur, mobile tech consultant in Lagos, Nigeria, and of course, the president of CAPDAN. We appreciate your analysis on the program. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is amazing how the mobile phone, which was once an object of luxury and privilege, has become a basic necessity in Africa, holding the potential to unlock, activate, and speed up new areas of growth and development on the continent. With more exciting times ahead, Africa must take advantage of existing innovative opportunities in mobile digital technology to revolutionize the continent for good. And that is our package for today. But don't forget to join the conversation as usual on Twitter at TVC News NG, and follow me for updates around Africa at Esther TVC News. Until the next one, I am Esther Mokwariola, and always remember, change starts with you.